I will be evaluating.
How long is the speech?
Oh, good point. 5 to 7. Thank you.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Stephen Covey has famously said, leadership is a choice, not a position. Once I heard this, it resulted in a huge paradigm shift within me. Because it helped me realize that I have the power to lead and create. No matter where I am in life and in my professional career. Today, I'll present to you a powerful tool that can help you overcome a big hurdle that is holding you back from being a leader and making change. That hurdle is big, bad, scary, fear. That's right. The biggest obstacle that's generally in the way of initiating change is not actual physical limitations, but our perceived fears. These are things like perceived fears of failure, loss, being judged, inadequacy, etc. I will show you the steps to overcome that using an example from my life. This tool that I'm going to share with you was made popular by Tim Ferriss. It may sound familiar to some of you. The first step in accomplishing this is to set aside some quiet time for yourself. 30 minutes to 1 hour, that's all you're going to need. When I was going through this exercise, I was in a flight. So I had plenty of time to work on this. Now that you have some time set aside, grab a pen and paper and start thinking about the change that you're looking to initiate in your life. Is it going after that big promotion? Finding a new job? Going out there, buying a new home for yourself? What is it? Now you have your goal identified. Think about some of the things that are holding you back. When I did this exercise, the change I wanted to make was to speak up more in meetings at work. And what I realized that was holding me back was fear of failure and looking bad in front of my coworkers and my managers. The second step in this exercise is to take a journey. On one side, you're going to write about the worst case scenario that could happen if you were to pursue this change. And no matter how bad or ridiculous it may seem, just go with it. What is the absolute worst thing that could happen? And on the other side, you're going to think about what's the best case outcome that could happen. Again, no matter how unrealistic it may seem, just go with it. So, in my case, when I went through this exercise, worst case scenario, the thing that was subconsciously holding me back was, I was afraid that if I spoke up, it could maybe make a mistake, look bad in front of my coworkers, and then word would get around that I made a mistake. Managers would hear about this, could potentially lose my job, then I could lose my home, could lose my friends, I'll be alone, homeless, and I will die alone and lonely. On the other hand, the best thing that could happen would be if I spoke up, said something right, I could save the company millions of dollars, look amazing in front of my coworkers and my managers, word would get around, become the CEO of the company, and I'll win the Nobel Peace Prize. Two extremes. Now that we have the two extremes out of the way, the next step is to think about a more probable scenario. So, on the worst case side, more realistically, what could happen is you could make a mistake, be corrected, and that would be the end of it. On the positive side, you could say something good, get the work would get around, get rewarded for it, and I will look good. And so generally, the worst case scenario that we subconsciously think about is the driving factor behind our inability to take action. And this is what drives our subconscious decision making. This exercise helps bring subconscious into our conscious mind. The absolute worst case scenario is unlikely to happen, and the more probable outcome, the more probable negative outcome is not that bad versus the more probable positive outcome that could have a huge upside. And this exercise helps people make an informed decision, not based on what's driving them subconsciously. I invite you to go through this exercise and make the conscious choice to go out there, confront your perceived fears, and slay the proverbial dragon that is holding you back from accomplishing your goals.